Hello, my lovely little morning doves. So, it is October. It has been a week since my last video, and I think it's about time we get this party started. It's Halloween. Whole month. It is time to celebrate. I personally celebrate Halloween by watching a horror film, at least one, usually more, every single day. And this year I am participating in Drawloween, which is one of the Inktober, Drawktober, Drawloween, all those things going around Instagram and Facebook and stuff right now. So if you're interested in seeing some of the artwork I have done, I've only missed one day so far, and I'm really happy with the pieces that I've been making. You can go over to my Instagram, links are in the description. I'm posting all of them there. I'm also posting all of them at my Facebook page made for this YouTube channel. Again, all my social media will be in the description, and I would love to hear from you guys. So that's that. But today, for my first Halloween-themed video, I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to do a tag video for you, and this is just the Halloween tag. 30 questions about Halloween things. Let's get started. Number 1. What is your favorite horror or Halloween-themed song? My favorite horror-themed song is Dead as Fuck by Motionless in White because it makes me smile every time I hear it. I like to think of it as my own personal theme song. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. I don't know, like a serial killer? A murderer? A rapist? It's pretty standard. I tend not to find monsters as scary as people. So. 3. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? I have not actually ever tried to use a Ouija board. My cell phone case is a Ouija board, and I did draw this Ouija board, and I even made this special planchette for it, which is magnetized, because this is a whiteboard. I drew on it with Sharpie, that's why it's not coming off. But I've never actually attempted to commune with the dead with it or anything. It was more a decorative choice and something fun for me to do. Number 4. Favorite horror monster or villain? That is really difficult. Probably in terms of monsters, I really love vampires and vampire-based horror and mythos. So I guess vampires, like Dracula, Nosferatu, they're my favorite. They're pretty awesome. 5. What is the creepiest thing that's ever happened while you were alone? Honestly, the creepiest thing that ever happened to me, I was not alone. I actually was staying on Mackinac Island with my parents in one of the oldest hotels on the island, which was really cool, and of course it's supposedly haunted, like everything on Mackinac Island, because it's like, I don't know, the whole place is a Native American burial ground or something. But anyways, so I had my own bed where I was sleeping. They were right next to me in their bed sleeping. It was very early in the morning, and I woke up with sleep paralysis for the first time in my life, and it was so scary. I felt like I couldn't get up, like there was a weight on my chest. I obviously couldn't move. I was completely paralyzed. And I could see that they were starting to wake up. My dad had just turned on the TV. But I couldn't say anything. And I remember trying really hard to scream and to ask for help. And I saw a figure approaching me from the corner of my eye, and the closer it got, obviously, the more scared I became, until eventually I managed to just bolt upright in bed and come fully awake. And my mom said she had thought I was just having a bad dream because I was breathing so hard, but otherwise I could not get anything out, and it was so scary. And I know from a lot of what I've read and heard that sleep paralysis is like that for most people, and I really hope I never experience it again, because it was awful. Number 6. If you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? I mean, I guess so. I just told you I spent the night in a haunted hotel, so I guess. And supposedly my best friend's house is haunted, and I've spent the night there a few times, so yeah, I guess I'm totally down to spend the night in a haunted house. Haven't had any bad experiences so far. 7. Are you superstitious? Not particularly. 8. Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Only when I'm under the effects of sleep paralysis and am still partially dreaming. 9. Which urban legend scares you the most? I don't really know that I believe in most of them, so I'm not particularly scared of most urban legends, but I will say that when I was a kid, growing up here in Michigan, we have this urban legend about a beast called the Dog Man, and when I was a kid, that scared the shit out of me because there's like a whole song that goes with it. There's all kinds of mythos and stories and encounters that people have had with this supposed Dog Man, and it just sounded really freaky. So if there was ever one that really did scare me, it was that one. I was so not having that. It was too spooky for me. 10. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? Yes. Yes, I do. 11. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? I guess it kind of depends on, well, I guess how this question is meant to be interpreted, because in terms of other worlds, say other planets that can, hold viable life, I think scientifically it would be very small-minded not to believe that, yeah, there's other life out there. There's, I don't know, aliens, who knows? Whether that be something intelligent or something very primitive, who knows? But I think, considering the vastness of our universe, that, yeah, sure, there's got to be something else out there, right? In terms of other dimensions, again, who knows? I am not a scientist, and I have not done very thorough research on this subject, so it's kind of hard to say for me, but I obviously couldn't definitively say, well, of course there's not, because I don't know. So. 12. Ever made a potion of any sort? Does tea count? Because I know in terms of herbal witchcraft, tea is considered a potion of sorts, and when I'm sick or just bored or just thirsty, I make tea. I make tea all the time. So, sure, yeah, I've made potions. 13. Do you get scared easily? I generally do not scare easy. 14. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? No, I have not. 15. Do you believe in demons and or the devil? No, I do not. 16. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? Get the fuck out is what I do. 17. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? So I thought about this one for a little while, and I've decided that I would like to be stuck in The Blair Witch Project, because nothing actually happens. 18. If you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? I guess something that I would generally not dress as, because like my day-to-day look could very easily be turned into something. My everyday look could easily be turned into, say, a witch or a vampire. Those are things that I kind of already take style options from, so maybe something really out there, like something really gory, zombie type looks, really heavy prosthetic-y, makeup-y looks, I guess. So that kind of thing, because I kind of stick to the other ones for the rest of the year. 19. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Absolutely. I love graveyards. They're beautiful. 20. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? I am not positive, because I don't have that much confidence in my survival in a zombie apocalypse situation in general. But in terms of weapons, I prefer melee, something long and something with good range, because I want to stay as far from the zombie as possible, but I also don't want to have to reload. So I guess I'm keeping my options into axes, swords, golf clubs, any kind of bashing or slicing apparatus that I could maybe, hopefully, stave off a few zombies with. But if I'm being completely honest with myself, I'm pretty small. I have very little endurance when it comes to running. I'm not fast, so depending on the mobility of the zombies, because obviously in some mythos they're shuffling and slow, which would be ideal, but if they're the kind that can run and catch things, I'm pretty much screwed. So. 21. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? I would rather go to a Halloween party because I like to hang out with my friends on Halloween. I think it's just really fun to get dressed up and go out and see all your friends, maybe do, being that most of my friends are artists, we like do little photo shoots on Halloween when I was in college and stuff like that, which was really, really good time. So yeah, just getting together with the squad and hanging out. My squad consists of like 2 people. What am I even saying? Yeah, I like to hang out with my friends on Halloween. 22. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? Well, definitely the skeptic. If things were going down, I would probably be one of the first people to be like, let's look for a reasonable option. And obviously, in horror films, usually it's not a reasonable option. It's a zombie or a ghost. And to me, in real life, since I have not experienced zombies or ghosts, I would probably be like, doubtful, you know? But at the same time, I like to think that I would keep my humor, maybe be a bit of comic relief. And if I'm really being honest with myself, I'm probably the first to die. Because, like the apocalypse situation, I am not exactly prepared for survival instances. 23. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so that you can go to sleep? No, usually I just watch another horror movie. 24. While watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the character, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? Well, I never fall asleep during movies. I find it really hard to fall asleep with any kind of music, movie, stimulation of any kind going on. I can't sleep with that. If I suspect a jump scare, I have been known to cover my eyes from time to time. Just gotta prepare for that shit, okay? It's not that I'm about to get scared. I don't scare easy. But if I know it's coming, I just like to prepare myself, you know? And sometimes you don't need both eyes for that shit, okay? Just cover them up a little. And do I yell at the characters? Absolutely. Yep, I am that person 100%. 25. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? Now, generally, I don't really like to play practical jokes on people, so if I am scaring anyone, it is solely because of my appearance, and yes, it does happen. I know a lot of people, especially here on the internet, tell me that I look harmless and cute, even though, you know, I've got a spookier style, but where I am from, in the real world, I do tend to put off people, and I have had people completely turn around and walk away from me when they see me just out and about. It is still really, really bizarre to me because I don't see myself as an intimidating person at all, but it does happen. So I guess sometimes I do the scaring, and generally my friends are pretty cool, so none of them go out of their way to scare me, except for you, Courtney, and it almost never works. 26. Favorite scary book. My absolute favorite scary book is Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I have read a lot of ghost/horror themed novels and books and such, and I really do enjoy them, but none of them have really ever scared me or even creeped me out. It's just a good story. But Pet Sematary by Stephen King, full on creep. Like, I had a hard time sleeping after I read that book, which I was really impressed by. So that one is by far my favorite scary book. It is so well written and super creepy and just awesome. So. 27. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? I was 13 years old, and I really wanted to see a horror film, most of which are rated R for good reason. But me and my friend from, oh gosh, that would have been like early middle school, we went to the video store because that was still a thing, and we found The Ring, and The Ring was only PG-13, which means we were old enough to rent it because The basic rule in my house was if you're old enough to rent it, you're old enough to watch it, have at it. So we took it home and we waited for it to get dark and we put all my blankets and pillows on the couch and we buried ourselves in stuffed animals and blankets and we had popcorn, and she had already seen it but I had not, and I can honestly still say that I probably haven't seen most of it because I looked like this the majority of the time. I still won't watch it. It was fucking scary. 28. What was your first Halloween costume? I don't really remember. I'm sure I had some when I was so young that I don't even, recall, but a couple of the first ones that I know I've seen and remember having were a homemade costume that was, I believe, a sunflower. So, like, my mom painted sunflower seeds on my face and I had petals around my head. It was adorable. And a bunny costume that I really liked because it was mostly just like an oversized hoodie with like a little puffball for the bunny tail, and the hood had like giant floppy ears, and so basically I was just in like leggings and a hoodie with like a little nose painted on, and I was like, yeah, this is a dope ass costume. Like, I wore the hoodie all the time anyways because it was super cute. So those are a couple of the first ones I remember. 29. What are you gonna be for Halloween this year? I don't know. I have so many costume ideas. I have so many costumes sitting around because I can't not be prepared for that. So I have all kinds of costumes and I still have no idea which one I will actually employ the night of Halloween. And 30, if you could have a spooky Halloween pet, black cat, owl, bat, rat, or wolf, what would you pick? Obviously, my Halloween pet of choice is my rats. I have two of them. This is Ichabod. He's a little bit more social than his brother, who is very shy. He likes to hide my hair. It makes him feel more comfortable. But yeah, my little ratties, my rat babies, they're everything I could have wanted for a pet. So that's my little Halloween pet right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you want to see more tags or whatnot, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, let's do all the things, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. We're getting really close to 1,000 and I'm super stoked. I've had a couple of other suggestions for what that video should be, but if you have any suggestions for what I should do for 1,000 subscribers, please let me know in the comments. And I would really like to kind of interact with you guys more. I do get quite a few comments and I'm super, super happy about that. I'm trying to keep up on all of them. If anything is like a question or something that I can directly respond to, I do. But if any of you want to contact me more personally, obviously Instagram has direct message and I would be happy to talk to you on there. My Facebook page also has a messenger and I would love to see a few more of you go over there because that's where I post all of my artwork, and it would be really cool to know that you guys are seeing that. Instagram as well is where I post a lot of my artwork. So if you want to see any of my other social media and maybe get a chance to talk to me more personally or ask questions or anything like that, go right ahead. In the description box below will be the links for all of those. And if I do get enough questions, I will try to save them up and do a Q&A video, who knows? So that would be really fun. So I hope you guys are having a really wonderful week/weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!